Hello, today is the review of the 30th anniversary Kamen Rider HG something called maybe review of statues and stuff. And this time is like last time. This time is the from Kuga to Blade, and all of them are in their ultimate forms. And on the back you got the standard, sometimes fill in form, warning, right there, and outfit for something else. This is made in 2005. And let's quickly look at the figures. Oh, and also at the end there's going to be a bonus review of these two, because these two came with it. I bought them in Causeway Bay Toy Zone, and also to the first and the next Ichigo Nigo Rider kick poses as well. So those to be in this review as well. So first off, we're going to have Kuga, my all-time favorite rider. Yay! Come on, focus. Focus, focus, focus. So yeah, no compound eye, but the molding is really nice. You got all the little lines that come across the body. The horns are quite solid. They also quite sort of go back into the head as well. At this time, it's like they updated these figures. All of them can turn their heads. See the peg there? Oh, peg back in, and all of their arms can move. In this case, he's even kind of moved his waist as well. The legs are joined where the kneecaps are. Yeah, it's painted all the way around the back, the mid-chin on the butt. No compound eyes, but I mean, it looks okay. Like I said, the molding is really nice, and the paint is accurate for Kuga anyway. Much like the 25th anniversary one, they're all in sort of the closed fist stance. But like I say, it's more movement in these, so you can do a little bit more with them. The legs are wider apart than the previous ones, but they've got the same studs design underneath. And not only have a Kuga Ultimate, so I might paint his eyes black for the black-eyed version. But yeah, here's my Kuga Lego guy. Anyway, enough of Kuga's movements. So yeah, it's really nice. Although I would say that the peg feels like a little bit too far apart. It feels like his legs are bended a bit. There's nothing underneath his leg, just more sort of trademarking stamp. That should be painted black, I think. These horns are nice, not too sharp. They don't bend or anything. And yeah, I do feel like that the pegs are a bit too far past the legs a bit, but there's also the toe thing is molded in, which is good. Move on to Agito shining. Well, that light does make him look like he's shining. Yeah, he's standing, he's bent back a little bit. I think he's supposed to do that. And that's really bent back. I mean, Kuga doesn't do that. I don't know. Anyway, again, arms can move. Well, this one's a bit stiff. That's moving in. Right. I think those heads can move. Again, they're all joined the same way down the leg. The painted molding is really nice. All the little bits are molded into his chest piece. Because just going to show his chest piece is quite complicated. Except I don't know why he's standing like that. Again, there's no compound eyes, but it's painted good enough. The back is very basic, but there you go. You just can't get used to the way he's standing. Next is Ryuki Survive. Now, Ryuki Survive looks good. Again, it's a tenor. Actually, his antennae are really soft, so be very careful with his antennae. Yeah, be careful with him. The dragon on the top is not that detailed, but close enough. Even the eye is painted, even though it doesn't have compound eyes. The belt buckle is printed with the Ryuki logo, so that's good. That's good detail. The rest of the molding is good. except for some reason his arm is very loose. So again, he's not standing too well. I mean, for display purposes only, they're fine because you don't move them. But if you're like me and you do move these things, it's going to get a bit annoying, possibly. I think those are supposed to be silver. I'm not sure. If they are, then that's missing. And you got kind of I forgot his name, Knight, whatever. If you're a US audience, you know them as Dragon Knight characters. Again, the belt buckle is painted. He does have his weapon here, which I think is not too much detail painted on it. And those two pistols are supposed to be silver again, I think. But the moulding is really nice. These two this cape piece can come off. You can see it's all painted underneath, which is good. It's nice to have separate pieces of capes and scarves and stuff. And of course, due to the shape of his body and how the arms join in, his arms can only turn so far, which is fine, I guess, because it's just like in the show, he's got things that block his arms. After that you have Fi's blaster mode. He doesn't have his phone there, so I don't know, can't remember what's going on. It's been a while since I watched Fi's. The Fi's shot is there, everything is painted. Fi's blaster, I can't remember, there's accessories on his belt. And molding and detail is very nice. He doesn't turn his head though for some reason. And on the back, this piece is a separate piece, molding for some reason, don't know why, that's just how it is. Again, it's got a butt stamp, little thing on the back of his belt. So yeah, his molding is good. Not too much to say about him. Then you got Blade King form. He's one of the newer riders when this thing was released, so it's got quite a lot more detail and it's a lot bigger as well. He's looking slightly down, his chest piece is really big, arms really big. That piece is not painted, but the details are all printed there, the card slots and such. That's got a different molding there, so you can almost do different, entirely different pose. There's lots of poses with Blade. Both arms can turn, legs can turn. In terms of standing on their own, I think most of these figures he can't. He looks a lot bulkier because it's like a knight in Western medieval times. There's like a painting on the back, the legs back, but if you look at the front, it looks really good. Everything's there. The belt buckle is really nicely detailed, and finally you have Kamen the clans. Again, he's got lots of detail painted and molded into his body. You can't move his arms, but it's his hands, but you can move his arms like the other ones, and his horns are really big, just like they should be, and they're solid enough they won't snap, which is always good. His guns and weapons are molded into his legs, but no, that's just how it is. Sorry. And yes, the molding is all there, but just not too much. Yeah, so yeah, for what they're worth, don't get them for too much. I got these with the extra 4-rider kick things for, again, it was about 200. So if you get this set for about, say, £17, maybe 15, that's good. Anything more than that, then I mean, if you really like these riders, I would go for it, because these are molded quite well. These are nice statues, and for my purposes, for Lego heads, these are perfect for me. But yeah, don't pay too much for them. If you really like it, I will go up to £20. That's about it. That's the max. So jump cut and go to the 4-rider kick figures. Let's look at Cougar, my favorite rider. Yay! Now he does not have compound eyes, but the eyes are clear plastic, which is good. He can't turn his head, but the arms have slight turning because it's a ball joint, and the legs are just solid piece. The stand is ball joint and it's just a stud on the end, and frankly I think this stand is horrible. It gets the job done if you don't move it. There is molding at the bottom of Cougar's feet because he's in the rider kick pose, so you know you're gonna see it. The paint is good. The belt is okay. I mean, there's no different coloured buttony kind of thing painted in, but it does have a little gold line there. The Grongi is molded on the gold armor piece, the gold part of the armor, but the detail is not really there because it's too much paint and you can't really clearly see it. So overall as a display piece, this looks okay. Again, it's lack of paint and details. The head is perfect for what I need, but I already have Cougars made, look at the previous videos. As for display purposes, don't pay too much for this. If you get it for really cheap in a gashapon thing, then go ahead. But if you get it, you know, like about, I mean, what, a few pounds worth, and nothing more than that. There's this growing form one, slightly orange eyes instead. The mold is almost identical, but it's not because his hands are pointing in a different way. His hands are open instead of closed. But the rest of the body is pretty similar. Of course the horns are smaller, and I'm definitely cutting his head because I don't have a growing form Cougar yet. Again, the Grongi language is molded in, but too much paint covers it. And next let's look at the first rider kick. For some bizarre reason they chose to have his arms have a ball joint, and it is the loosest thing ever. It just pops right off his shoulder. His hand can move, the fist can also turn, however it's a bit tight. It is a different piece of plastic. There goes the memory card getting full. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know why they bothered to put all these movable joints in. They're not even that good. I mean, this is a display piece, not an action figure. The molding itself is pretty cool. It's just that because they have all these movable joints, it's not really a good statue anymore. Because part of the statue is that it's painted like the real thing, and yet you got all these. You can see all these joints, so that's not cool. The body can turn a little bit. The belts and stuff are molded fine. It's painted. Type figure if it's painted okay. I can't help but feel the antennas are way too long. That's gone way overboard, I think. It looks a bit silly, and the I don't know, the eyes just feel like a bit popping up too much, just a bit. And yeah, another thing is these stands are horrible. And the way this was packaged, the tape was on the stand, and of course these things have been there quite long and they're quite old. It's got a little glue on it, so you know, this needs a little bit of cleaning on the stand. It's tape crap. The peg goes in not at the butt, but next to the butt, and it's the tightest thing to squeeze in, and it always doesn't feel too right. I mean, that's kicking way too down. You know, you want him to be like that, not like that. But the stands are horrible. Next one, you got Ichigo and Inigo, but this stand's even worse because that peg isn't pegged too tightly in, and there's more tape craps adhesive stuck to the stand. The molding is, I think it's pretty much identical, just different paint. Because the paint makes it look like the molding's different because where the arms are. But the arms are slightly different moldings. It's like, holy crap, we fucked up, let's better not. We messed up, let's better not do that the other figure. I'm still trying to peg Ichigo back into this. Peg in. Right. Instead of ball joints in his arms, just a round joint, like a stud. And his other hand is sort of just pegs in as well instead of opening. That one too. So it's less movement, which is fine because that's what this is, a statue thing, not an action figure. The head is also on a ball joint, and I have no complaint with that. Both of them you can see sort of they painted a bit of skin, much like in the film, so it should be. Again, the antennas, it looks way too silly. And the clear plastic is a different colour as well. So that's them. I won't pay too much for them. I mean, they look good on display, but like I said, the stand's horrible, and Ichigo has a horrible peg problem. Everything feels loose. For my purposes, the heads are the right size. First and the next style Kamen Rider, which is good. I mean, there's not really too many the first and the next Gashapon style figures. So yeah, it's okay. Again, don't pay too much for them, because if you're just buying one or two, they are going to be quite expensive. But you know, just get the whole set, and then that should be fine. So yeah, have a nice day. Subscribe and check out my Facebook and all that. And see you guys soon. Bye.